Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Millennium Movies. Today we have some pretty big news for all of you Star Wars fans out there because Disney Chairman and CEO Bob Iger announced today, and this is coming from StarWars.com, so this is very much official, that Lucasfilm is in development on a second Star Wars live action series for the Disney streaming service. You probably know the first one is going to be The Mandalorian, that is coming out, I think, late next year. So this is the second one that they've announced, much similar to like the Marvel live action series that they've also announced, like Loki and Scarlet Witch and the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So this is the second one that they've announced for Star Wars. So they're going all out, like swinging for the fences right now with the Disney streaming service and just banking, going double or nothing on their major properties like Star Wars and Marvel. So this series that they just announced will go into production next year, and it's going to be following the adventures of rebel spy Captain Cassian Andor during the formative years of the rebellion and prior to the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which is another spinoff that we got back in 2016, which is by far my favorite of the Star Wars films that Disney has put out there. So Diego Luna will reprise his role of Cassian Andor, and he said going back to the Star Wars universe is very special for me. And he says, I had so many memories of the great work we did together and the relationships I made through the journey. So yeah, man, fantastic adventure ahead of us. I cannot wait to see how we explore this character more deeply. It also says here that the rousing spy thriller will explore tales filled with espionage and daring missions to restore hope to a galaxy in the grip of a ruthless empire. So a release date for the series has not yet been announced, but it says to stay tuned to StarWars.com for all the latest updates. So, as a Hispanic man, young man, this means a lot to me that Cassian Andor is getting a series of his own. And I hope that he's not alone, by the way. I hope that he has everyone's favorite droid from the brand new Star Wars film, sorry, BB 8, K2SO coming along with him because those two were by far some of my favorite characters in the Rogue One film. I liked all the characters. I liked Chirrut Imwe, I liked Baze Malbus, I liked Jyn Erso, and I even liked Bodhi Rook. But Cassian and K2, they felt like full on rebels, right? They were there for the cause, man. So I like the story of K2SO being a reprogrammed, Imperial droid who's now fighting for the rebels, and I like the fact that we got a little bit of Cassian's backstory in Rogue One. It's touched up on a few times, and his character makes interesting decisions where it shows that some people inside the rebellion, they balance their lives on the gray. There's no black and white. There's a little bit of that little muddy area, right? So like, because again, in the beginning of the film, when another rebel soldier is hurt and he's not going to be able to escape, and the stormtroopers are going to, they're going to take him and they're going to ask him questions, and he might give away, details about the rebellion's plans. Cassian is forced to make a hard decision, and he has to kill his brother in arms to make sure that the plans aren't captured by the Empire. So that's really interesting, and we've never really seen a character like that in Star Wars, at least in live action. I don't believe. No, there's not one that comes to my mind. So that, and then the moment where after Jin's father is killed, him and Jin have this argument where he mentions that he's been in the fight for the rebellion since he was 6 years old. Not just the rebellion, but his parents were separatists, so they were fighting against the Jedi's, in the prequel trilogy. So that he has such an interesting backstory that I think if you were going to give any character a live action series, I'm glad that it's him because there is a lot of story to tell with Cassian Andor. And like I said, hopefully K2SO comes along for the ride, and hopefully they can get Alan Tudyk to reprise that voiceover role. So yeah, I'm very much excited for this Star Wars live action series, man. The Disney streaming service cannot come soon enough for me. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys thought of this news. If you like this type of movie news content, go ahead and consider subscribing to Millennium Movies. I've got all your movie and TV news coming at you pretty soon. But until next time, guys, I will see you all very soon.